where they fanned around it to various towns and villages, from which it seems they've now been expelled by Iraqi army, police forces, but apparently with the help of Shia militias as well. That's on that front. Slightly to the east of there, in Diyala province, there have also been a couple of towns where the Sunni militants seem to have been ejected by, again, a combination of security forces plus some help from local militias or tribesmen. So it does seem that they're also in Samarra itself, which never looked too seriously like being actually taken. Government forces do seem to be preparing for some kind of counter-offensive, which would take them northwards and towards Saddam Hussein's hometown of Tikrit, where the rebels are digging in to defend that against a counterattack by the government forces.
And of course, we saw yesterday the volunteers lining up to join the army with their offensive against those militants. Has that made a difference, do you think?
On the ground, I'm not sure quite how much difference it's made. Certainly, there do seem to be a lot of enthusiastic young men waving guns who've joined the fray. How effective they are is a different matter. But what's interesting is that this seems to have come after Grand Ayatollah Sistani, who's the supreme Shiite eminence, religious eminence in Iraq, appeared through his representative to be issuing a call to arms to the Shia population. Well, he's now, through his office, issued a statement making it clear that's not what was meant. Something was misinterpreted. He's in fact calling for people, for civilians, not to take up arms, not to do anything outside official channels, and certainly not to do anything with a sectarian hint to it. So unfortunately what's happened is that Shia militias teaming up with government forces does make it look like a very sectarian affair, and it seems the Grand Ayatollah is trying to reverse that trend.
We are getting continuing reports, Jim, though, of an Iraqi airstrike on Kurdish forces, which appears to have killed 6 people. I mean, this is going to further complicate things, isn't it? I mean, was it a mistake?
I would be very surprised if it was not a mistake. In fact, there was a similar incident just 24 hours earlier when a Kurdish position in the town of Jalala was hit by Iraqi government helicopters. Now it seems a convoy of Kurdish forces at Khanaqin, quite close to the Iranian border, about, say, 80 kilometers or possibly less northeast of Baghdad, has been hit and 6 killed there. After the first incident, the government sort of apologized really to the Kurds. It's clear they're not targeting Kurdish forces deliberately, but when you have Air Force helicopters in the skies shooting at or firing on what they regard as suspicious movements, it's quite likely that you will have collateral damage in very mixed areas, such as the ones we're talking about.
Jim, thank you very much for explaining all of that for us. Jim, you're live for us from Erbil.